So this weekend, the 2025 NASCAR All-Star Race takes place out in North Wilkesboro once again for the third year in a row. As much as I like North Wilkesboro, and I'm grateful that it's still back on track and we're still seeing racing there and hopefully years to come, I prefer to see North Wilkesboro as a points race. I know they're doing this as an all-star race just to see like how North Wilkesboro is. Maybe we can see it as a points race one of these days. That's just my assumption. However, obviously because the short track package is not good, I think the all-star race honestly deserves another chance at the Charlotte Motor Speedway Oval. And here's why. The reason why, in my opinion, that NASCAR should have the all-star race once again at Charlotte Oval, because the Gen 7 cars racing on the 1.5 miles and 2 miles, I mean, the big tracks in general, the racing is honestly phenomenal. It is exciting. There's just racing all over the place. The excitement of natural racing, it's there. It is just amazing to watch. When you got the Kansases and the Homesteads and even the Coke 600s at Charlotte, the racing is just amazing. I know that the racing sucked at Charlotte for like the final God knows how many years after 2014. And that's because it's the Gen 6. They keep changing the package of the Gen 6 and it's made the racing worse. Except 2016. I think that was a decent year, but still. But the Gen 6 kind of ruined the All-Star Race at Charlotte because they kept experimenting it, making like a Daytona Talladega race in 2018, and then they made that package into 2019 to 2021 for the big tracks, which is actually fucking stupid. Then after the 2019 All-Star Race, they were experiencing different racetracks in All-Star Race. 2020 Bristol, it didn't work out, but it was worth a shot. 2021, 2022, obviously those were bad to begin with, but they still did that anyway. 2023, through the present, we're in North Wilkesboro, and I think that the 2024 All-Star Race was, like, in my opinion, the best race I've seen since the 2014 All-Star Race. But I feel like if you want the All-Star Race to be meaningful once again, like actually meaningful, and you want drivers to go crazy, go race hard for $1 million, and if you want that excitement, that spark again just like before, bring the NASCAR All-Star Race back at the Charlotte Oval because of the racing on the big tracks. It's amazing. So obviously, when you have the open or the main event with these Gen 7 cars, you bet your bottom dollar that they're going to go at it like there's no freaking tomorrow. The racing is just going to be phenomenal. It's going to be peak. I'm sure we will see some excitement and craziness and drivers going at it for like $1 million or even advancing to the All-Star Race. I think it's a possibility that can happen hypothetically if NASCAR somehow does ever go back to the Charlotte Oval. Those are the reasons why, in my opinion, that the All-Star Race should be back at the Charlotte Oval, because we can't get enough of the excitement of the Gen 7 racing on intermediate tracks. I look at the Coke 600, for example. The Coke 600 has not been the best throughout the later years of the Gen 6. When we went to the Gen 7 for the Coca-Cola 600, the racing became exciting. And even though 2022, 2023 were unfortunate crash fests, the racing was still good. Exciting. The Coke 600 is meaningful again. So if the Gen 7 cars can make the Coke 600 meaningful again, I believe the Gen 7 cars racing at Charlotte Oval for the All-Star Race would be meaningful once again, because you're going to see drivers actually race hard for $1 million. They're going to do whatever it takes. It's the All-Star Race. It's not a points race. So there you go. That's just my opinion. Honestly, I know I kept saying, oh, the racing. I mean, like, what else can you say about the intermediate racing on the Gen 7 cars? It's phenomenal. Like, even if they do the Charlotte Oval as an All-Star Race once, because, rotation reasons, for example, I'm all for it. I would like to see the All-Star Race back at a Charlotte Oval, whether it's a staple of the All-Star Race once again, just like before, or make it part of some kind of rotational event thing. But that's just me. What do y'all think? Tell me in the comments below. Would you guys like to see the All-Star Race return to the Charlotte Motor Speedway Oval with the Gen 7 cars? Tell me in the comments below. So with that being said, thank y'all so much for watching. This is Ian the Motorsports Man signing off. Goodbye, everybody.